you want a mask like this, my friend makes them. It's cover yo face girl.
Cover your face
Instagram.
She does do like actual pictures and stuff.
I don't know if she does custom stuff, but she has all kinds of stuff. I got Star Wars ones too.
Of course she do.
She's got DC ones. She's got all kinds of stuff.
I need some anime ones.
I think I mean, who knows? She could do custom stuff. She's always asking for what people want as far as designs.
Really? Was she on Facebook or something?
She might be on Facebook. I'm only on Instagram, so.
Oh, send me an Instagram then. I just want I need some My Hero Academy. All right, folks. This is JimJam Streams, playing some board games finally. We're going to be playing Giga-Robo. This is not a how-to play, kind of, but it is because there's no other how to play on here. My good friend Tim is across the table.
What's up?
You want to wave to the camera or anything? It's Tim.
It's going to be a figuring out how to play. Figure out how to play.
We, by standard, just had to play it wrong twice, you know what I'm saying, before we actually get it right. So if you leave comments on this and we're playing it wrong, that's obvious. So go ahead and do that if you want to. These are all the figures here. Apparently, this is the big guy. I don't know if you can see the size difference from overhead.
That's Aizen.
The Aizen. You got all the different robots, and basically you're just fighting each other, right?
Yep, it's anime style.
Beat 'em up.
Giant robots fighting in a city.
Okay, so we're gonna have a board eventually. It's an octagonal board with stuff in there. Can you put one of the buildings out there to show people?
Oh yeah, there's two sizes. Size
of
1 and size 2 buildings.
Size
These
1
are
and
also
size 2?
resin, which is pretty nice.
What the heck? That's pretty. Okay, it's hollow, but it's still pretty heavy. So I got the different skyscrapers or whatever. All right. Apparently you have all the different types: the sniper, melee, mid-range, big guy thing. I'm gonna go with the fast guy.
What a surprise! The flash bot.
That's right. And we go through here, and we have these boards, which are the battle boards, I guess. I'm gonna be. This is the pilot board, and this is the mech board. I'm gonna grab alien guy. Supposed to be the bad guy, apparently.
Also, what a surprise.
Yeah, I am the villain.
Yeah, there's a lot of customization in this game as far as your options. Right now, there's 6 mecha in the game. I only have 5, the core set plus 1 an expansion. I'm not sure where the camera is.
Pilot deck in there.
This is the expansion box for another mech and all the cards for it. So there's 6 mechs, there's 6 pilots, and basically what you do is you pick your mech, you pick your pilot, and there's boards for each, and you kind of put them together, and there's further customization too that we'll get into as we figure it out. I want to go with O-Gun, because he reminds me of Big O.
Big O!
So I'm going to go with him, and as far as the pilots, I have no idea.
This is a lot. This is a big book here. Good Lord Almighty.
I'm probably going to go with Takashi Kato as my pilot, because why not?
Oh, there's a cooldown meter? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, your cards cool down. There's like a billion tokens for this game too.
You see that anchor, trauma token guide, barrier guide, barriers. Okay.
Well, one thing that's cool about the tokens in this game is they have the ones that go on the board. They have a art side and a art side with all the rules on it, so that's super handy as well.
Chogo King, O-Gun, Daijin 5, Aizen, and then the expansion. All right. Sniper Girl, I got it. Whole pilot team. Multiple, okay. All right, that's a lot of stuff. All right. So we're gonna set up the board now, and then we got a bunch of die here. Ah, good lord, so many pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, if you need to, you can run a D&D campaign as well.
They're all D12s.
I mean, there's some D10 in here.
Oh, that's right. There's defense stuff.
Of course, the defense is lower.
Well,
D12s.
what's really cool about this game is,
Only D12s.
like other CCGs or trading card games, there's all kinds of reactions and instants and counters. So just because you get punched doesn't mean you can't punch them back. But it's not your turn. The board's double-sided. There's a beautiful city side, and then there's a city with a giant like crater in the middle.
So the asteroid came down and blew it up.
So you can't put buildings in the crater, so this creates much more of like a huge fighting area in the center of the board.
What the heck?
So we'll use the regular city side.
Alright, we're gonna get this camera situation figured out here eventually. There we go. Of course, there's this huge glare right there. Right in the corner. It's great. Does it start off? Okay. There we go. There we go. Put the edges on there. Yeah, there we go. It's just a huge glare over here, though. It's fine. Yeah, it's a huge glare. Alright, so you know what? You got your pilot. Put this over here. Put this stuff over here. What I'm gonna do is this over here. A little bit. Well, you can see some of the city. There you go. Do some of the glare there. At least you can see all the tiles. Okay, good. We're like lined up. It's great. All right, here's my stuff. So there's no how to play video online, but we're gonna figure this out as we go. I guess this is my starting area. Can I start from any of these?
Yeah, when we get into the like deploying, you can pick any of the hexes, any of the blue hexes.
This is here. Okay. So, you said something about superpowers?
Your Divergent 5, right?
Yep.
Is the lightning bolt symbol, kind of, the V?
The V.
The Gundam V fin?
Actually, no, this is like Mazinger. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, this is Mazinger.
I think these are all like pretty directly influenced by anime.
I
robots.
don't doubt it.
I think the big one is basically a Megazord.
Different pieces and stuff. Yeah, so if you're gonna, imitation is the highest form of flattery. So
What's great is the art throughout the rule book and the cards is all like fantastic anime art, and each card in these decks has a completely unique piece of art on it. So it's pretty phenomenal for anime fans, big robot fans.
yeah, especially since I picked the right one because I've kind of figured because Mazinger does have lightning powers, so I picked the right one. This is pretty sick. Wave electro detonator. Okay.
So I guess we could show so basically you pick your mecha, comes with its own board, and your pilot, and they like literally snap together to form your player board.
Form blazing sword.
Each robot also comes with a bunch of essentially passive abilities, as well as abilities that can be powered up, and you pick 3, and they literally slot right into your board. So it's even further customization for your robot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So talk to me about super finishing moves or whatever. How do I know?
We'll go through the setup.
Oh, that's not the first part of the setup.
It probably is. I think you have the rule book.
I do have. Okay. Head to head, 2 players. Your armor is at 0 at the end of the turn. You are defeated. When you have defeated your opponent, you win the game. Ooh, you can double KO each other. That's pretty cool. Robot abilities. Alright, choose a pilot and a robot. Okay, collect the following components. Board, robot board, pilot board, robot miniature, 6 power tokens. What are the power tokens?
Here's power tokens.
6 power tokens. I guess these go here. 1, 2, 3.
They don't go there, but when you power up, they will go there.
Power up. For the final attack?
Yeah, man. You gotta
Power
There's
for
some
the
resource
tank?
management here between your pilot's fighting spirit and power
Good lord.
for your
Okay.
robot.
So Daijin 5 has max armor 30, speed 7, and defense 2.
Yeah, so directly on your player board, you've got ways to keep track of basically your max health, your fighting spirit.
What's your robot
So the higher
stats?
number is on the top and the lower numbers on the bottom to keep track of each one.
Okay. Here.
And you've got the little counter cubes to put in there.
Okay. So what is your robot stats?
Let's see. Max armor 45.
Put this here.
So I'm gonna go ahead and.
And what color are we using for that? Blue.
Yeah, I don't think it matters between the two as long as they're separate. Yeah, max armor 45 for Ogun here. He's got a speed of 5 and a defense of 1. And that'll all make sense a bit later. Takashi Kato, my pilot, has a heart of 4, a rage of 8, power 3, and max fighting spirit of 25.
What the heck? And my guy has heart X, rage 8, power 2, and max fighting spirit of 25.
So your heart's probably equal to something else. Which we'll find out, I'm sure.
Pretty funny. Okay. 25.
And I'm sure that
Alrighty.
there's pilots that work better with these particular mechs, but we have no idea.
Yeah, we'll
so we're
figure
just
it out.
picking what we like.
Alright, yeah, so we got the 2 blue and 2 red cubes. Place your pilot board in front of you, connect them together. From left to right, the cooldown slots decrease from 3 to 1. Yes, okay, cooldown. Yep. Perform the following steps in any order you choose. Select one of your pilot's ability cards to use and play, then place it on the pilot ability slot of your pilot board.
So each pilot is made up of kind of 2 things. 3 pilot ability cards, and you're going to choose one of them for the game.
Okay.
So they're kind of special passive abilities that your pilot will have. And then their particular pilot deck, which will be added to the mecha deck to make your deck for the game.
Alright, so we got Battle Hardened, Righteous Fury, and Zoider Honor. Is that how you say that? Zoider?
Sure.
That's
I can make stuff up
Zoid.
as well.
Feel like that was stolen as well. Oh, so here you go. This is Sing's Heart. A story in order. What are yours?
I've got Think You Can Stop Me, Honorable Defeat, and Born to Fight. So he seems to be all about fighting, which is actually probably kind of perfect for this punching robot.
Okay, so these are all about his heart. So all of them, this is where the Heart X comes into play. And all of them say is the amount of power tokens in your power token control. What the heck?
So
Okay.
at the start of each of your turn, you can choose whether you get Fighting Spirit, which is the currency to play cards,
Okay.
or Power. Power goes into your power meter, and then you can put it into your ship, your mech's passive abilities.
Okay.
And the power can also be used for other things. Power can be used to add dice to your attacks. Most of the attacks you're going to be rolling the red dice here, the red d12s. And with power, you can put a blue die into it to add to your attacks.
Got it.
I think I'm going to go with Honorable Defeat for my ability. You can only be defeated by an effect that deals or an attack that inflicts 4 or more damage. So when I get low on health, I can only be defeated by something that does 4 or more damage,
That's interesting.
which is pretty dope.
Okay, so these are all, well, 2 of them are for gaining rage, and 1 of them is for gaining defense. What does rage do?
I believe Rage is when you get damaged, you get that much fighting spirit. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
So it increases your fighting spirit, and fighting spirit is how You increase
You
your
play
attacks?
cards.
You play cards.
Yeah, the cards have a symbol at the top left corner, and that's how much fighting spirit it takes to play the card.
So how much fighting spirit I have, the more cards I can play?
Correct.
Do you keep playing cards until you run out of fighting spirit on your turn?
Yeah, well, the thing is once again, remember, you can play cards on other people's turns, so you don't want to max out. You don't want to just waste all your fighting spirit necessarily on your turn.
And you only gain fighting spirit on your turn.
You gain fighting spirit when people damage you. Your rage amount, I believe, goes into fighting spirit when you get damaged, and then on your turn, you pick whether you get fighting spirit or power. So it's kind of there's some management as far as your
power. Okay.
Your different currencies.
Well, these kind of look good.
And once we like build our decks and stuff, if you figure you want to change your ability, we can just do that, because obviously we don't really know what we're picking. Mine seems pretty straightforward, kind of a tanky choice. So
okay, well this one kind of capped off the defensive one, so I'm gonna pick the one, Righteous Fury, which is whenever your opponent successfully attacks you but doesn't do damage, gain rage.
Plus you get rage anyway. It's pretty dope.
All right. Disappear. Okay, so select 3 of your robot's abilities to use in play, and put them in your robot ability slots.
So that's between these cardboard. Most of them are passive, but some of them, as you see, it has this slot here for power tokens. So when you power that up, that ability will then become active. Otherwise, they're usually just passive abilities.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have Double Dagger, Arcwing, Ion Shield. Oh my gosh. Storm Strikes, Thunderclap, and Ion Exhaust.
Now, there is some deck building here, as far as like pre-game custom deck building, not deck building as far as the mechanic, but and a lot of your and you don't put every single card into your deck. You actually build it, and so some of these cards are going to reference these passive abilities. So like you want to kind of build the deck to match your passive abilities. So like for example, I have Star Spanner, which is basically his weapon, and so there's going to be cards in the deck that I could build that will reference if Star Spanner is active. So if I have a power token on it, stuff like that. And some of them have multiple weapons. Like, so you can see he has 2 different weapon options, and I could take both of them. But so there really is a lot of. Geez, there's like what 5 points of customization basically in the game.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess deck building's 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Star Spanner, which when activated, I can add +1 to damage. It seems pretty straightforward.
And I guess you'll talk about power surges eventually, because 2 of mine affect that. So I went with Thunderclap. You may pay 2 fighting spirit to move a power surge from your cooldown meter to this ability. You may remove 6 power surges from this, and I get a trigger. I may play any card from my hand for free. And then Stormer Strikes. While activated, you remove 1 power surge from your cooldown meter during any opponent's cooldown phase to trigger. Decrease all cards in your cooldown meter with the combo icon by 1 cooldown slot. And then, while activated, Double Dagger, you may reroll your unsuccessful melee attack rolls once.
Nice. Star Spanner Sacrifice. If Star Spanner is activated, you may deactivate it and pay X fighting spirit to trigger reduce damage inflicted to you by your opponent range attack by X. So that's pretty cool. Put the Star Spanner down, then I can get rid of it to
Star Spanner.
Block incoming damage. Burst Anchor. While you are the active player, whenever you are adjacent to an anchored hex, you may pay 3 power tokens to trigger leap to any hex adjacent to any anchored hex. So this O-Gun here is all about basically his fists he throws and with chains hooked to them. So he's all about like wrapping up enemies and creating anchors, so like making it so enemies can't move.
Mm-hmm. I know about fist and chains. Yep.
I'm sure you do. All right, so we got those plugged in.
Set 3. Alright, choose one of your robot's ultimate technique cards to add to your hand.
All right.
How do you denote though?
So on the back, most of them will just say your mech's name, and then there's 3 that say ultimate technique.
It's not there.
So each mech has 3 options.
Yeah, mixed in.
And we're gonna pick one of them to go into our deck. And these are usually finisher moves or huge damage abilities, but they also cost a crap ton of fighting spirit. Like I have an 18, a 14, and a 20.
Yeah.
And those
Sounds
are
right.
really expensive, but they're really powerful. And we're not really gonna understand what they even mean at this point, but whichever one kind of looks and sounds cool.
What the heck? Okay, so we have Tesla Impactor, Stormcaller, and Electro Detonator. I should just pick it based on the name.
So yeah, Diragen 5 is all about creating electricity and using electricity. So any combination of that will be good. Usually electricity hurts mechs and power surges and stuff, but he actually wants that to happen.
What the heck? Okay, Tesla Impactor. Doesn't have like a top ability, but inflict damage. Inflict +2 damage for every power surge in your opponent's cooldown meter. Then remove all power surge tokens from your opponent's cooldown meter. Yeah, get that out of there. Shit, you. I want to hurt you. And this thing has a lightning bolt infinite. I guess it says ongoing. While activated, whenever your attacks are successful, create 1 arc hazard on your opponent's hex. Alright, those are the lower ones. This one's 19, but it's called Electro Detonator, and I wanted it for the name. But the ability is create X arc hazards on your opponent's hex and or the hexes adjacent to your opponent. Remove all power surges from your cooldown meter.
It's arc hazard.
Yeah, we're definitely going with that one. Electro Detonator.
I got Nebula Destroyer, which I'm not really
That sounds
super
pretty awesome.
into. It's a ranged attack. They're all powerful.
What are the names?
Supernova Star Spanner,
It's not bad.
which is a melee attack, and then I've got Phantasm Chain Blaster, which I'm definitely going with.
Oh, all those names are pretty good. All your names are good.
And I'm pretty sure you have to legally say the powers attack.
I'm pretty sure you have to do it all the time.
Phantasm Chain Blaster!
This is an anime.
Yeah.
As you're charging up, you gotta say it. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
So yeah, I'm going with that for sure.
The attack doesn't work unless you say the name. It's just not as effective.
It's 100% true.
Alright, build your hand by choosing 15 cards between your pilot's deck and your robot's deck that are not ultimate technique cards. Including your ultimate technique, you should have a 16 card hand. Okay, you may build your hand using any combination of cards without any restrictions. And then you may only have 1 copy of each card in your hand. Okay. So there's duplicates, but you can't have 2 the same? Okay.
I don't think there are duplicates.
1 copy of each card. I don't understand that.
I guess if you had like multiple copies of the game.
That was a little weird there. Who made this?
Because I don't think there are any duplicates.
Dynamo? Doesn't make any sense, Dynamo. You may only have 1 copy of each card in your hand. Okay, well, just make an assumption there.
So obviously, since we picked our super and our passive abilities, building the deck will be easier because we're going to try to base it off of those combinations.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
There's also there is actually pre-mates in the back of the book.
Is it based off of your final attack and your pilot?
I'm pretty sure there's pre-made decks in the back of the book.
Do you know what it's based off of?
It's in here somewhere.
Glossary.
I remember seeing it. Yeah, each one has a
These things here.
pre-made.
Alright. Abilities: Arcwing, Double Dagger, Ion Shield, Tesla Impactor. I didn't choose any of those, except for Double Dagger. Ion Shield.
Yeah, obviously you
this
don't have
is
to,
not
but
in here.
it's got pre-mades if you want to use them.
Okay, so
And I think on the back of the pilot,
7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm guessing those are.
yeah, on the back of the pilot boards, it tells you what it suggests you go with for that pilot. But that's if you want to kind of get a baseline idea. Actually, it might be on the back of the. Yeah, it's on the back of the mech too.
What the heck? Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and just make my own. So
They should have did that first before we did that.
Yeah, like here, like, look at the back of your card to see if you want to use those options.
Yeah, and you got it all set up now. It's all pretty. I got everything prettied up. We might just have to go random here. These
15 plus are super.
And you got to do the pilot deck too. Okay. So all these cards are in your hand already?
It's creating your hands, and then they go into, when you play them, they go into the cooldown.
Okay, so all 16 cards are in your hand already. All
I
right.
think so.
So it's not even a deck. Well, these cards fighting cards. Okay, you got a lot of stuff here. All right. I'm not gonna name all these. Okay. Make you lose stuff. I like that. All right. Make you stop gaining stuff. That's good. Increasing damage, and it's 0. That's pretty good. Alright, so talk to me about symbols here.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, on the cards anyway.
There's a lot. There's a lot. And that's the thing that I've had a little bit of trouble making sure that I understand.
Okay, so I'm guessing a bullet versus a fist is melee versus ranged.
Correct. So anatomy of a card, top left is going to be the fighting spirit it takes to play the card. And fighting spirit's one of your main 2 resources. And then the center of the card, it'll tell you whether it's ranged or melee. Ranged has a bullet and tells you the minimum and maximum spaces for that attack. How many dice you roll for that attack. Because this is all about getting successes. And they trigger. Sometimes you just need 1 success to trigger your attack. Some attacks will be per success. So that's very distinct. Most attacks are going to be 1 die or 2 dice. And obviously your super is going to be like 5. Then the center is going to be like other things that can happen. Most attacks will just happen 1 time and then be gone. So some things like your pilot cards will be instants or interrupts, basically, that will happen. So that little like lightning bolt means it can be played like at any time. There's also chain effects in this game. So some cards that have a little chain hooked to a die means that you can play up to 3 chained effects together on a turn. And they go 1 at a time. And so, but playing what order you want them to go is important because it depends on successes as to which one happens.
What the heck? Okay.
And then it adds a die to your attacks as well. That's why it has a little +1 on the die symbol.
Okay.
The yellow burst is how much damage the attack does. And then the last one is the cooldown. So when you do it, it goes into your cooldown track. And then it's going to tell you, like, it's a little confusing, but you see how it has a yellow starburst and it has the yellow banner at the bottom? That's going to tell you what it does. So, like, sometimes it'll be, like, per success in yellow at the bottom. But if it says inflict damage, that means that attack just does straight whatever the damage is.
And then you add the die roll to it?
The die roll doesn't add to it. The die roll is just all about getting successes or not. Because you're rolling against your enemy's roll. Because, for example, if we're fighting, I could do, if it's my turn, I'm going to play my cards to do my attack. You can attack in response if your thing has an instant on it. And then we're rolling dice against each other and see who wins. So it's not just, it's my turn, I'm attacking you and you're taking it. It's all fluid at the same time, basically. But you can choose to not respond, because remember, he'd have to spend Fighting Spirit to play cards, too. But if you don't want to do that, you can just defend, which is rolling the d10s, which is obviously less chance of success. And then whoever wins the roll-off wins the fight, and you do your damage and your abilities. But some cards, they don't just do damage, they'll also do whatever the text says. So this would do damage to him, and then I can throw him 1 hex. And there's going to be buildings all over the table, and those buildings, if you go through them, they're destroyed, and you draw a random card to see what the building does. And that building is going to do damage to you. It could be that it explodes and catches on fire, creating a fire thing on the board, or it could be a water plant that drops water on the board.
Water?
It's all, or it could be like a power relay that adds a giant electricity hex to the board. It's all very fluid, and it's all about destroying the big city, which is everything you want from a big robots fighting.
All right. So lightning bolts with an infinity symbol means you can play it any time.
Let's go do that. It's got all the explanations of which some
Like temporary. Add your robot's defense dice to your attack roll. Train each one as a 10-sided attack die. Interesting. What?
Yeah, see, the symbols here: melee attack, range attack, instant. So that can be played anytime, even your turn or someone else's turn. That's the attack dice. That's the combo. So remember, you can play up to 3 combo cards.
Oh yeah, the counter symbol.
And then the counter.
Which is what?
Which is I believe, a response to. Let's find out. If the counter icon is present and this card is used in a reactive attack, all dice used in the attack roll as part of this card will remain in the event of a tie. That's right, okay.
Stays during the tie, okay. The counter subtype. Trigger your opponent's. Okay. Using a lot of these pilot cards. These cards size. Ooh.
All fired up.
Okay. So out of the pilot cards, I took out 3. I don't know if that's good or bad, considering I only have 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have to get rid of 2. How do I do it? 10 to 5. Make up here. Okay. Maybe I should just put these cards in my hand, just based off of names here. Yeah, that's probably good. Ride and crush! V-Blaster. Tesla Bolt.
So your pilot cards are almost all instants. So they're all about reactions to things happening in the game, for the most part. And I think they're all cooldown 3, so they're all pretty powerful.
So I have a bunch of the lightning bolt with the infinity symbol. That means I can do it anywhere. But if it has a lightning bolt and then a number, that's the range I have to be, how close I have to be to you.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess so.
That's interesting.
I don't have any like that.
Interesting. I don't know. That's kind of high cost for that. And it's limited range. Ooh, Boltcaster, Arc Hunter. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. EMP burst. Oh man. Okay. Okay, it's talking about recovery rolls. Is that just 1 die?
I actually don't know what a recovery roll is.
That's a maybe. Electro Clash. Alright. Flash Shield. That's pretty good. almost want this just because it sounds cool. Right. Flash combo. Full spike. Ooh, only has a 1 cooldown. That's pretty good. While activated, whenever damage is inflicted, you can half. That's that'd be good, but it's expensive. FTL drive engaged. FTL. Okay, FTL for the legs. I feel like that's good for some reason. All right. Oh my gosh, over voltage. Why would I want to do that? Charge.
Like I said, man,
Okay,
you're all
charge.
about electricity.
Yeah, but it's power surges to you and me. That's literally all it does. Why would I want to do that?
Well, you can use power surges. Normal power surges hurt you, but
It
you
doesn't say anything. I have not seen a card
I'm
that.
pretty sure you can use them.
I haven't seen anything yet. I can give you more power surges. It doesn't say anything about being able to use them. Let me find that. And here, this one, I just kind of gain a power surge. All right. Well, since you said that, let me see.
What's that? Oh, you could.
This one is number of power surges in yours. V cutter. I can put that back in my hand. That's pretty good. V slasher. That goes back in my hand as well. Okay, here's one. Gives me more power surges. FTL combo. What does FTL mean? Power amp. I don't know. Lightning glaive. Yeah. Does that look like a pen? Look like a gate. Yeah, gaining power surges. Push all point.
I'm not seeing recovery in here. I'm seeing how to do a recovery roll, but I'm not seeing what it means. You roll a d10, if you get a 7 up, it succeeds. It must be on the cards or something.
D10, 7 or okay. I mean, you get stuff for card roll if you're success. It doesn't. I guess you just perform it based on the card. All right, I'm not seeing anything that lets me do anything with my power surges. So what does power surge mean?
Power surges are a token that goes on your board, and it goes on your cooldown. Starts on the 3, and whatever number it's on, one of the cards in that slot cannot go down in the next phase, and then it goes on to the 2, does the same thing on 2, and then goes to the 1, does the same thing, and leaves. So it keeps cards from cooling down. So only
cards.
one card.
One card. Okay. Wow. So maybe there's something that's heard the number of cards I have. Lightning Tempest Striker. That just sounds cool. Okay. I see stuff that makes me gain power surges, so I must have missed it. Do my power surge. There we go. Okay. X equals the amount of power surges in your cooldown meter. Perform X recovery rolls. Per success, remove the die with the lowest result from your opponent's roll. That's not that great. Amount of power surges in your cooldown meter. Perform X recovery rolls. Per success. Remove the die with the lowest result from your opponent's roll. Okay. Remove the die with the lowest result from your opponent's roll. X rolls per success. Remove the die with the lowest result from your opponent's roll. Okay, I mean, let's give me something to do. Alright, how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Awesome. This 15 card minimum is kind of tough here. Would have been good. That does, but still. Still pretty good. We're gonna take a gamble here, not do any defense damage reducers. This is dangerous. That'd be so good. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, this is tough. Hi. Oh man. These are all combo attacks too. Alright, maybe I'll get rid of one of the pilot cards. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, we definitely gotta keep. Okay, so what is the benefit of deactivating cards in your cooldown meter? In your opponent's cooldown meter, I should say. Oh, would you look at that? We're playing the characters on the box.
Oh, we are, huh? That's funny, actually. I didn't realize that. Yeah. That's one of the things I don't quite understand. It's not clear in the rulebook because it seems that you can activate cards that are in your cooldown meter, and then so I guess you would be able to then deactivate them. It's a little confusing, to be honest. I'm not quite sure how that works. Because even in the playthroughs that I've watched, I don't remember them doing that. But it does specifically say, and some cards even say like activate in your cooldown. It's a little confusing.
Okay. I guess I'll keep it then, just in case. Oh, Moses is leaving.
Maybe we should set up the other game.
Well, we can play through this one. It won't be like super smooth. Still need to get rid of one of these. 10 card games like that or something. Fire!
I'm having a hard time getting rid of one card. It's all I need to get rid of.
Yeah, buddy. I'm right there with you. Alright, we'll just do this one. Alright, so these are all in my hand. Okay. Oh, great. Playing this will be fun. So this is definitely one of those games you got to play a few times so you memorize what all the cards are, and then it runs smoother.
For sure.
So it's good.
I mean, obviously, we have a bit of a not knowing even what we're choosing.
Exactly. Alright. Now what?
I'm ready to get some of that coffee.
Yeah, I got one of those bootleg coffee makers. You just put in water equal to however many, or how much, however the cup is, and it heats that water up.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's bootleg about it? Isn't that how coffee works?
Well, most Keurigs you have like, you pour water into it, and you press the button for what size you want.
Oh, yeah.
This one just has the one button, so whatever water you put in, it'll pour that water. So if you put like a bigger cup in there, it'll just keep heating up the water and overflow whatever cup you have in there.
I think the next step was just get 6
We can move it this way too, so you can go out.
6 red dice and 6 blue dice.
Table.
You're good.
Yeah. Washed it out of there.
Thanks.
And the Keurig cups are in the pantry over there.
Thank you. I like this waffle maker.
Yeah, I got protein waffles yesterday.
My brother's big on those.
They taste disgusting. Push it in. Push it in the top.
Well, he
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. And the water goes in the back side.
I forget the name of the brand, but he gets the one that's got like a bear on it.
Yep. That's what we had.
He's big on
These things taste gross. Okay. Alright, built that. It took like 30 minutes. Place all attack die and all the tokens and all that crap. Shuffle the impact deck. Set your pilot's fighting spirit to 0. Replacing a fighter spirit on 0. Okay. So these all go to 0. Okay. Set your robot's armor to correspond to its max armor value. Got that. Yeah, we did that. Oh, okay.
I have a bottle of water.
Yeah. Set your robot's armor. Okay. Placing a card horizontally in your cooldown meter is deactivated. Often the rules text of the card is activated once it goes into the cooldown meter. If it is activated, simply placing it vertically. Okay. If it's activated in your cooldown meter, I guess as long as it's there, it stays active or something? Start in your hand or return to your hand immediately after resolving during play. Okay. Each player rolls one attack die. Highest roll chooses which map they would like to play on. Places the map in the center of the table. Okay. Place on any hex that isn't a starting. So, starting with the highest rolling player and continuing in clockwise order, players take turns selecting and placing a single obstacle onto the map until 15 obstacles have been placed.
Gotta get those obstacles.
Choose if they want to select their starting move on the first and 2 players' turn, or select their starting move on the second until the second turn. Okay. So if you win the die roll, you can choose where you go. Choose if you want to go first or second. All right. Get out of my area.
Big 5.
Big 3. Get your die over there.
Right. So that's for placing obstacles.
Yeah.
You said.
You can put obstacles first or second. Yeah. So after they're placed, so you go first on placing them, and then after that you can choose if you want to go first or
So there's
second.
level 1 and level 2 buildings, like we were saying. For movement purposes, because you can move on top of buildings.
Oh.
Moving onto a 1 is worth 1 hex. Moving onto a 2 is worth 2 hexes. And same thing with moving down. If you're on top of the buildings, you can move to other buildings without any penalties. But still, so like if you could move from a 1 to another 1 for just 1 movement, but if you go from a 1 to a 2, it's still, you know what I'm saying?
But they have to be adjacent?
Well, yeah, they have to be.
I might be able to jump.
No, I don't. I think you could go from like here to here, 1, 2, 3. I think you could do that. I'm pretty sure you could do that. I'm not entirely sure though. We'll have to look it up. Pretty sure. All right. So as far as placing buildings, they can go anywhere but roads and the blue hexes.
Okay.
So actually, I want to start off with a big building. Put it right there.
You would like the big building, wouldn't you?
I don't know if it's over here on the left somewhere.
Yep. Oh yeah, you can do the tour if you want to.
In your room, is that alright?
That's fine. It's been done before.
Yeah.
I placed my building. pretty much we're going to do the setup video and then we'll have the gameplay video later. Because this is a long video already. Goodness. Let's see here. Playing some games. We got it going. Wash my cup up already. Be back. Stuck in the bathroom. Can't get out. Did you get stuck in the bathroom there?
I locked it and then realized that I had locked it. Shut up.
Okay. So gaining rage. I feel like that's automatic, isn't it?
Rage, I believe you get every time you're damaged.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. And that turns into fighting spirit right away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the amount of rage you have is converted into
Okay.
fighting spirit.
I put my obstacle down. You gotta put your obstacle down.
Obstacle.
I'll put a big one down. Put it here.
I like those coasters.
Buddy, it's that loot crate special right there.
The Mothman. You guys ever want to not sleep at night? Look into the actual history of the Mothman. I used to think it was like the stupidest thing ever, but until I looked up the actual story, and it's actually really fucked up.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you found the creamer too. There's a sweetener in there too if you want it.
Oh, that's fine. I try not to do sweetener.
Oh,
I drink
look at
so
you.
much coffee, I gotta cut something, you know. It's been a couple years now.
Did you get that brain cancer? It's fine.
Great, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want no brain cancer.
No, he's getting brain
I don't want
cancer.
cancer at all.
It's brain cancer. It's fine.
Wow.
I'm gonna put them right next to each other. So you get
Yeah,
brain
like
cancer.
A bit of a downtown.
Man, there's a lot of
district.
buildings to be putting on this board. Put this right.
Oh yeah, a lot of buildings to destroy. Are there 16 total?
Let's do 15.
There's 15 total, so we're gonna put all of them on.
I take the last biggin. There you go. Obstacles. What happens if you destroy the building? Do you get something for that?
Yeah, we draw a collision card and see what happens.
Even
It's gonna do.
so
I'm
again,
pretty
just-
sure if you're thrown forcibly put through a building, it does 2 damage to you natively, and then you do whatever the card says.
Can you just attack buildings like willy nilly?
You can go. I imagine you can choose to go through them, but it's gonna hurt you.
Oh, okay. You just can't shoot at it or something.
I don't think there's probably cards in some of the decks that will allow you to destroy buildings, but I haven't. No, mine doesn't have any.
No, mine doesn't either. You got the last
So
obstacle.
last obstacle.
And then you get to choose if you want to go first or second.
I think I'm gonna go first.
Okay, so gameplay. During your turn, there are various actions you may take. Once or multiple. You can take them once or multiple times. Playing a card, activating or using a pilot or robot ability, triggering an effect, spending movement, spending power tokens, performing any die roll, beginning or ending a turn phase. Turn structure is 5 phases: turn start effects, upkeep, combat, cooldown, turn end effects. Turn start effects, determine if any cards or abilities or whatever start at the beginning of the turn. Upkeep, choose if you will gain either your pilot's heart value and fighting spirit or their power value and power tokens, up to a maximum of 6, and adjust your tracks accordingly. Okay. Combat, movement, response window, attack, a bunch of little headers. Good lordy almighty. Reacting, resolving.
The play is not that complicated. It's breaking it all down there. Essentially, on your turn, you're gonna move up. You can move up to your move value. You can play cards. When you play a card, your opponent has the ability to react to it by either playing a instant or a counter. I think I only have like one counter on my whole deck. I mean, that'd be a very good idea.
Oh, really? That's pretty interesting. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay.
But we might as well just learn while we do it, huh?
Yep.
And let me know if we need tokens and shit.
I'm probably going to need them power surge tokens, and you're going to need power surge tokens. I'm going to give you a lot of surging of power. You're going to take this power and you're going to like it.
Seems like it's something you would do.
Since you're going first, you get to.
These are barriers. I don't think I even have it. I could have chosen to use barriers, but if you have a personal barrier, it goes on your thing, and once it's destroyed, it's gone. But some people can also put them on the board, which create defenses and line of sight blocking stuff.
Okay, so adds to your defense and increases line of sight.
Correct. And there is line of sight in the game. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Man, this is going to be interesting, seeing as how you have all these cards to play with.
And we start with everything in our hand?
That's what it says. It doesn't say deck. It says everything here goes in your hand when you're choosing your cards.
Okay. And we got a place, right? Yeah, I was planning on going here anyway.
Sure.
Alright, and it said, what did it say about starting? Starting values for our stuff?
Fighting Spirit 0, and then armor's at your max armor. I want to hit my Electro Detonator!
So,
Ready to go. Right.
Top of the turn. Every turn you have a choice whether to get power, which is going to power up your robot and give your active abilities on your robot card. Once again, like I said, you can always spend a power token that's on your board to add blue dice to your attacks, which gives you more successes, more options to do damage.
And blue dice.
Or Fighting Spirit, which is what you use to play cards. I am going to choose.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna end this because this one's an hour. So this is a setup video. If you like the setup and explain there, that was pretty good. We're gonna have the actual gameplay in another video. All right. So if you enjoyed that, please like, subscribe, share. We'll catch you next time on JimJam Streams.
Peace.
This is Tim.